First and foremost, I'm not a medical provider. Anything I'm sharing is just my personal experience and my opinion. I do have practitioners on my team, so all of my patients have access to them, and that's how they get their HRT, TRT, peptides, etc. I don't think this is a good blanket statement because number one is obviously this is bio-individual. There's a lot of things that matter when it comes to your liver's ability and to handle TRT, HRT. With that being said, most women are not on a high enough dosage that they're going to have this issue. Okay. So again, I'm not a medical provider, but it's important to know your own body and know that if you're on HRT, TRT, you are most likely checking these things at least twice a year. So if anything does come up, you are going to have that information. The other thing that I like to note about pellets and creams and why I prefer injectables over those things is, let's take pellets, for example. A lot of my patients that come to me on pellets and they're like, I feel like shit. The reason is because they're riding what I call the pellet roller coaster. They get a pellet inserted. There's like day 8, 10, right around there, they're starting to feel good, right? They get up to like week 2. They're like, oh God, I feel amazing. This is so good. They ride that. They stay up there for a couple weeks. And then what happens? They start to tank. And they're like, oh my God, Brenda, I feel like shit. Like I'm back to normal. Like I'm back to what I was before, my old normal, and I just don't feel good. And they're actually having that down a lot harder because they were up, right? Why is that? That is because we are expecting our body to dose a pellet evenly throughout the duration of the time that we have that in, right? How likely is it that our body is just going to dose that on its own? It's not. And that's why people ride that roller coaster. The same thing holds true for creams, is like we don't have as much ability with accuracy in the dosage. Also with creams, you have to keep in mind if someone has kids or is around people and touching people, that cream can be transferred. So you have to be careful with that also. So number one, can it affect your liver? Absolutely it can, but the likelihood is low if you know your body. Also, you should always be testing. And this can also hold true for any HRT, TRT. It doesn't matter what the method of it is. And then the other thing is again, the ability to control your dosage. I know exactly how much is going into my body on what day, every single week. I also know exactly what my body needs now because when I was doing this, I tested enough to know, okay, this is my sweet spot. I do 0.05 or whatever I do every other week, every 2 weeks, and that's what I need. So hopefully this helps. We see this a lot. We get this question almost daily with our new patients. And again, you need to remember that this is about your body. Listen to your body, get the answers you need, and make decisions based on your bio-individuality, not someone else's, like what someone else is telling you about a random person. Okay? All right, bye.